Cool.
It is March 14th, 9 a.m. The daylight savings has thrown me off.
Dude, it was light at like 7:30 last night.
I know. It was amazing. I was just like it was so bright. That's a dope ass polo.
Hey, thank you.
That is like a really cool polo. Is it one of those like cool materials, like the sleek material that it's like
It is. People don't like these types for golf because it isn't as breathable as maybe like a Lulu, but I love it. And we got to flex the Ritz Carlton member club there.
my
How we
friend
do it.
works is head valet at Ritz Carlton Miami or
Oh,
Boca
nice.
Raton.
That's a
Ritz
great
Carlton.
job.
Yeah, he's like the head of valet at Ritz Carlton Boca Raton.
Great job.
Yeah, he makes like 40 G's a year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like
I
he
would do
does.
that.
He does well for himself, and he always sends me videos of him parking like Lambos and Ferraris.
You know how many people you can meet that way?
Oh yeah, he likes it. Like, I mean, he didn't go to college or anything. And he makes bank, so like he's definitely enjoying himself. But okay, so fill me in with the SVB. So I thought Silicon Valley Bank so I kind of found out more about it last night. We are going to talk NBA. We're going to talk Warriors, Jabari Smith, James Wiseman, John Morant, Rehab, a March Madness preview, and more. But I am genuinely curious to hear from someone who might be paying attention. So I thought this Silicon Valley Bank, because the name sounds so fucking cheesy, that it was like a new startup bank. But my friend just told me that like his dad had stocks, like bought stocks in the company, and like this bank has been around since like the .com bubble in like the mid to late 90s. So fill me in. What do you know about it?
I don't know too much about it. That's not why I was upset. We'll get to that. But basically, I think SVB, they had like it was like the 16th biggest bank in the country, and they held I think 30%. They had like 30% of startups or something like that. So it's a big bank, and I don't remember why it happened, but I think it was something about lending. But it's all been pretty much figured out. The government stepped in and bails them out. But the reason I was upset with it is because I'm not a huge bank fan, and I'm a big crypto fan, and I just knew Bitcoin was gonna basically Bitcoin's kind of like looking at like a 2024 bull run like 2020, and I had a feeling it was going to speed it up, and I rebought into some Bitcoin and ETH, and it just boomed like this. Like an hour after I bought into it, Bitcoin went up like $6,000 in the last 24 hours, and I just wish I went in so much higher, and I wish it's not. I really, really hope it's not the end.
Well, I know
It.
that crypto has benefited. I mean, not crypto, Bitcoin specifically has benefited from all the other cryptos failing. And I'm not into crypto. I don't but I've done, actually some journalism stories for the news station I work on crypto. But Bitcoin has actually benefited because it has shown to be the most stable and reliable and reputable coin.
Yeah, people
So
don't think that way though. I saw a poll from like if you know Jesse Wellens.
I would still never buy crypto. Crypto is the only purpose you buy
Ooh.
crypto is you either are trying to hide your money or you just want you have extra money to spend and you want to invest in something volatile.
Bitcoin really isn't as volatile as some would say. I think it got a bad rap because of the whole FTX thing, which, by the way, Sam Bankman-Fried, no one cares about him anymore when he basically he duped so many people. But I think that's a mistake. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a huge crypto endorser, but
I think there's safer investments, like in the terms of if I was investing my money, I'm either going to go buy government bonds, which are 100% secured, and I can just cash them in and get my money in 15, 20 years, 30 years. Or I'm going to buy real estate where I can charge people rent and have
Yeah.
recurring pay. People were monthly paying me to live there. Like, I just think there's better investments that
Yeah, real estate's big.
Yeah, like if you're telling me 30,000 in real estate or 30,000 Bitcoin, I'm buying 30,000 in real estate. That's just me. That's like,
yeah, I would do 25 real estate, five in Bitcoin. I mean, because here's the bottom line: Bitcoin's either going to go to a million or zero. There's no in between.
that's what I'm saying. But like, you just proved my point. If I had extra money to play with, I would throw it in Bitcoin. But I'm not. I wouldn't be betting my retirement or my like.
After the whole FTX thing, I would have put in at least like $100 into crypto. It's really, I think it's actually kind of impressive that crypto's still held up even after all the.
I don't think crypto's held up. I think it's impressive that Bitcoin has held up.
Okay.
No,
yeah. I mean, we're in a bear run.
So. I think right now, in 5 years, all the crypto coins will be dead except for Bitcoin. And it'll just be Bitcoin. There's no
Not
point.
all of them. There'll be like 10 of them. That's it.
I think maybe 3: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what's the third one that's big? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then there's a third one.
Pretty big.
But I see Bitcoin and Ethereum being the two only.
I still think I'm very bullish on the future of crypto. You can like get a Bitcoin card now. I don't think it's Apple, but you can get a Bitcoin card and like pay for groceries and stuff.
So but the whole thing is like Bitcoin will I don't see crypto ever being used in America. Like, I know in Honduras or El Salvador they made it legal tender, but no country is going to make it legal tender because it's going to devalue their current monetary system, and it'll just lower the global monetary system.
It's all rigged. Bitcoin will go up if people want it to go up, like the important people. Everything's rigged. Money's fake.
Everything's rigged. Money is fake. Okay,
true statement. I speak facts.
Let's talk about them. Let's actually get into basketball here. And first,
with 2 hours, we have so much leeway.
We do have so much leeway. We can banter. We can talk. I am gonna call Luke on speaker.
Testing your speaker. Sounds like a testing your speaker. A phone call has never woken me up in the history of my life.
Not really? What about FaceTime?
Try it out next time I sleep in. I don't think so though.
You're really good. You haven't slept in like months.
I'm dialed, dude. I'm dialed.
I fixed. I've been trying to go to sleep between 12 and 1.
Nice.
And
that's the pocket right there. That's what I do.
It's been really helpful. I've done it for the last 4 days. I started Friday night, so Saturday, Sunday, yesterday, and today. I've done really well. I've been woken up at 7. And I felt like fully well rested. This man sucks. This is like, you remember he sent us a picture in the group chat, I'm back, and didn't show up the next day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was the greatest thing ever. He said, I will be back. I'm back. Like he's Michael Jordan. It just didn't show up the next day.
MJ did that. Bulls franchise, we'd have a little bit of a different. LeBron would probably be the GOAT if MJ pulled a Luke.
I was about to say LeBron would be the one to pull a Luke.
I'm back.
And then LeBron's like, he hurt his foot in warm-ups. Okay, can we say this year seems like the most I've ever seen people get hurt in warm-ups?
Dude, this is just a big injury here in general. This sucks.
No. You know what was a big injury year? Before we start talking Jabari
after COVID?
Yes. The bubble season.
Such a short turnaround.
Yeah, where they ended the season in October, started the new season in December. I swear, half the league tore their ACLs.
That was that's a lot of basketball.
Like Jamal Murray got hurt. Jonathan Isaac was still hurt. Who else got hurt? There were so many guys who tore their ACLs during that time period because it was such a turnaround. But let's get into it. Jabari Smith might be the modern day big. He played center last night. Tari Eason and Jabari Smith was the front court.
It's our future right there with Scoot. Throw in Brandon Miller and
What happened to
James
Shagun?
Harden. Well, we just beat the Boston Celtics, so I don't know.
I mean, it's because you guys played. I mean, okay, there was a combination of factors. Celtics had an off night.
Celtics suck.
The Celtics had a bad night.
Jason Tatum had a horrible night.
Yeah, he had a horrible night. Jaylen Brown single-handedly almost beat the Rockets.
Future Rocket anyways.
Well, dude, I interviewed S Hoops last night, and he said the same thing about Jaylen Brown to the Knicks. I feel, and then I talked to for the Hawks, and they said the same thing about Jaylen Brown to the Hawks. I feel like every team is just like Jaylen Brown next year. He's coming here. It's just like everyone's waiting for Jaylen Brown to join their team.
Anything Celtics related in our group chat with Luke is just directly, it's just a subtle. I'm trying to stir up something from Luke, and it pretty much has never worked, actually. But
Luke is the worst person to try to stir up shit because he knows exactly what you're trying to do, so he just does not instigate it. And you're just like
stupid lawyers.
Yeah, literally. So let me hear your thoughts. What do you think of this performance, and what is it tells us about A, Jabari Smith, and B, the Houston Rockets?
Man, you could go back to so many. Jabari came into the league with flaws, right? Like he's got to get bigger. Not only you also have to acclimate to just how to play in the NBA. I love using Denny Avdija as an example, he's in his third year and is trending in that right direction as far as like attacking. Jabari couldn't shoot well, and it's just adjusting. In college you play like at max 30 games, and you get rest periods, and you're playing within the same regions usually. In the NBA, like you'll play Boston, and then you'll hop on a jet and head on over to Sacramento, and then you got to play a game sometimes like the next day. And it's just, you can only imagine it takes time. And Jabari just couldn't shoot well. He hasn't shot well all season, and now he's shooting well. Like it's just, you can go back to Dirk, Kevin Durant. There are so many great players who struggled desperately. Ray Allen, who struggled desperately in their first year in the NBA as far as shooting goes. And Jabari was still giving me 12 and 7 while shooting like 30% from downtown and 38% from the field. Like, I still feel pretty good about him, but he's just got to continue to add bags to his game because the shooting will eventually get there, as you're starting to see in these last 3 games specifically. But I love him at the 5. I really do. I'm a little bit worried about Alperen Şengün's future with the Houston Rockets because I don't know, Silas doesn't really utilize him properly. And, there will be games where you don't see him for the last 20 minutes. And Jabari is turning into a modern day 5. I still want a bigger 5 on my roster, but like if the Rockets had like a Steven Adams off of the bench, like that type of thing. Like I don't want Jabari being my only big man, or like at my 5. When I look at teams like, the Sacramento Kings, like I still need a rim protector. I still need a shot blocker. He can do that, but he's, not 7'2". Shout out Jabari though, man. These Rockets are going to be good. It's going to start next year. I'm telling you.
No, I completely understand it. And I think it's definitely was fun to see them play. First off, I did want to say that game, what you said about Denny Avdija in an interview, I think this past year or last year, he said, I think it was this year, beginning of this year, he said part of the problem with him that, why he's had flashes and why it's taking him so long to really acclimate to the NBA game is the NBA schedule. Like you said, that there's been so many times that he's lost count where he couldn't even get up from the bed after a game to go turn off the lights of the hotel room. That like he literally didn't even he couldn't even move after games where you get what I'm saying, like that he was so exhausted, not only physically and mentally, that like it's been a really big adjustment period for him coming, even though he's been playing professionally in Europe. And Jabari Smith, like you said, coming from college, like it's an adjustment period. Like in college, you play 2 games a week, maybe 3. And and plus like everything's catered towards you. So yeah, it's definitely I agree with you. There is an adjustment period that people don't realize is a lot more impactful than I think people give credit. So
Now
I'm
imagine trying to
well
like put on weight in an
oh
82 game season where you can't get out of bed the next morning, but you have to, and you got to go play and practice, and then the next day you got to play
eat
again.
10,000
Imagine putting
calories
on,
too.
yeah, imagine putting on weight. Like it's just that's why you see guys like Ja struggle with it too. I remember when Ja first got into the league, him and Triple J, they were like, eating McDonald's and stuff, just trying to bulk up, just trying to like gain weight because you're running so much. It's a grind, dude. It seems it ain't no hobby. It ain't no hobby.
No, I agree, and it's definitely when you see this and how it goes down is that Armis Jones, that Celtics losing to the Rockets shit is nasty. Like I think first off, one thing we have to give credit to this game is the defense. There was really good perimeter defense against the Celtics, and Tari Eason, we all know how good of a defensive dog he is.
Tari
And
Eason is so he's I don't like using the word underrated too much because sometimes they're not underrated, they're just good. Maybe they're in a
mhm.
small market. I think Tari Eason is genuinely underrated as far as like
For a
people knew
rookie,
coming into the draft he was going to be a good prospect. He's a guy you don't have to draw up plays for. He's going to do all the little things that are going to help you on both sides. He's always in the right place at the right time. There are games where he'll have like 7 offensive rebounds. He's going to get you steals. He's going to get you blocks. He can realistically guard a multitude of different positions, just like Mr. Jabari on the screen here. I think Tari Eason has an extremely bright NBA career, at least like a similar Josh Hart-esque type of guy. If he could develop, if he can add some tricks to his offensive game, I
you know
mean,
who I think
who
Tari
knows?
Eason is? He's a mix
Who?
of Josh Hart and Thad Young.
Thad Young, wow.
Yeah, like he's like in a similar body to Thad Young. You know what I mean? 6'9", 6'8", kind of longer, but he plays more of a Josh Hart style. But like Thad Young, I see him being in a Thad Young role, like worth that, all around 4, can do a little bit of passing, ball handling, shoot, defend, rebound, can be a small ball 5, and even play some 3 in a big lineup.
When you said Thad Young and Josh Hart, who came to my mind on this team?
Who?
Jayshawn Tate.
Well, Jayshawn Tate, I see him in the Royce O'Neal, PJ Tucker, Jay Crowder. Like he's more of the.
I'll add those 3, and then I'll add in Thaddeus Young because Jayshawn played center at Ohio State, and he around the rim is so patient and he's so savvy.
Wait,
He's got
Thad Young
great
was
finishing
center.
ability.
Yeah,
No, Jayshawn Tate
was a
played
center.
center at Ohio State.
I did not know that. Did not know he was a center at Ohio State.
It's like 6'6", I believe. Something like that.
Well,
He's
I want to talk
crafty.
about the fact that we assume that the front court future is Jabari Smith and Alperen Şengün. And
Maybe.
we have to understand that with Şengün, his style, he's very ground bound. He hardly leaves his feet, and he provides below average rim protection. Well, Jabari is a better rim protector, and you'd assume that with Smith's combination of length, jump timing, and reaction, he's the rim protector. So when you put out Şengün and Jabari, again, Şengün's not a defender at any means, but you want to think that having Şengün and Jabari Smith out there, you want to keep Şengün from getting played off the floor in a playoff series. And you would assume that, it's hard to think about how you make this rotation work. But if you give more chances this round, Şengün, like let's say Tari Eason, Şengün, and Jabari Smith with Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr., maybe Tari Eason and Jabari Smith can do good enough jobs to mask the defensive deficiency of Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün. But the crazy part is that Alperen Şengün, and Jabari Smith. Şengün doesn't really shoot threes, and it's not like he's barely attempting one attempt on like 31%, while Jabari Smith, he's showing that he can be a shooter. I just my assumption is you go on offense, Jabari Smith would be a power forward while Şengün's center, and then on defense, you'd hope Şengün would be able to hold his own while Jabari Smith plays rim protector. How would you see this working out for Jabari Smith and Alperen Şengün to work out together as the front court? Because you assume that's what you want to do. Because Alperen Şengün looks like he could be the third guy where it goes Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis, Alperen Şengün.
Dude, Şengün reminds me exactly of Jokic in his first couple of years. Here's Jokic's second season. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a little under a steal and a block per game, 32% from downtown, 58% from the field. Here's Şengün, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a little under a steal and a block per game, 55% from the field, 56% from the field, 32% from downtown. I think Alperen Şengün, especially working with Hakeem, I think his offense is only going to continue to improve. He's such a talented passer, and you want to run your offense through him. But then it brings up, even look at Jokic now. Like they have lapses at the defensive side of the ball, but Jokic's offense is so good. I think that would be the ideal thought process is Şengün defensively 4, Jabari 5, switch it on offense. But then the thing is, what do you do against Joel Embiid? What do you do against, any big set? Like, what do you do against Bam? I guess Jabari is a little bit better suited for Bam, but like,
I guess in those situations, obviously, we're talking maybe a year or two down the road. By that point, Jabari Smith's at 240, not 220. That's what you're assuming. He's bulked up. Alperen Şengün's another year in NBA conditioning and NBA training, so hopefully he's a bit better at being a defender, moving his hips, keeping his hands up. So, and maybe James Harden's here and they're more locked in. But
Jokic weighs 285 pounds, though.
Who?
Jokic.
What's Şengün at right now? What's Şengün's weight? 250? 240?
Şengün weight, I'm going to guess 245. 243.
243, okay. So he's at 243. So you think right there, and I'm trying to think of another team that has a small front court like this, and none are really coming to mind. And even Domantas Sabonis, it's just, I think what we have to see is how teams have used Domantas Sabonis. And I know Sabonis has played most of his career besides this season and half of last year next to Miles Turner. But Domantas Sabonis is, I know, 7'1", 240.
So is, I guess, that like a team like the Kings is your offense is good enough. Somebody just said it where defense isn't really that important anymore because of offense. Like it's being overlooked. You hope for a team like the Kings that your offense, one of the what are they on pace for, the second best offense ever?
Yeah.
You hope that it is enough and that in the fourth quarter you can come in, whether it's rotation based or just effort based, and lock things up. But then you see a guy like Giannis last night, or Giannis anytime he plays the Sacramento Kings, where he just kind of abuses it. And Giannis is a freak of nature, but you're gonna have to beat these freak of natures. They keep coming into the league. These are not.
We just lost Jackson. Jackson's internet just cut out. Jackson, are you back?
I guess so.
Yeah, we just lost you for a second.
I don't know why that happens.
Restart what you just said. About 5 seconds back. Go 5 seconds. We lost you for 5 seconds.
It's a long time. You just kind of hope your offense you're so talented on offense that if you can get enough stops and you can generate enough stops, you can play certain rotations, having guys like last night we'll talk about, like Trey Lyles finishing the game for him, get a little bit of length when you're playing a Giannis. You're just going to have to figure out ways. And, I don't think Silas is the guy to figure out ways to.
We know that Silas isn't the guy. We've talked about it. Silas is not the guy. And I think that's the way you have to go. if you want Jabari Smith and Alperen Şengün, you got to keep working on their defense, but you got to make this offense so good that it's fine that they're on the floor. And I think it's continuing to put the ball in Şengün's hands. It's like half the games we see Şengün, they put the ball in his hands, and he's creating for others, looking like that Sabonis Jokic type guy that he can beat. Then other games, there's just be a rebounder and putbacks, and you're just like. And that's why we agree that Silas should not be the coach after the season. It'd be a detriment to this team, and it just has not worked. Is this year 3 or year 4 of Silas?
Year 3.
It's over. I'd be outraged if they give him another year.
Yeah. And he wasn't even brought into – what I do worry is he wasn't brought in to play with this roster. We had a completely different team. I think we still had Russ at that time.
Then they trade for John Wall.
But yeah, we had James Harden. We had PJ Tucker.
DeMarcus Cousins was brought in.
We were ready to win. And my one concern is that
the Rockets were trying to have a big 3 of Boogie, Wall, and Harden.
No.
They paid Boogie like the mid-level that year.
You don't get paid mid-levels to be your third option, though.
Boogie was starting next to Christian Wood. It was Christian Wood, Boogie, John Wall, James Harden, and Daniel House or Eric Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys who come in and start and then don't close. Let's look at Boogie's minutes that year.
Let's pivot right here.
He started 11 games, 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't see it. But no, real quick, my worry is that they bring back James Harden and they're like, oh, we brought Silas in to coach James Harden. So let's just keep James Harden, now that we have James Harden, let's just keep Silas here.
I mean, Armis Jones said it best. Houston will need to take out the ISO ball mechanic in their system. Players like Jabari Smith and Şengün will thrive under an actual system without the ISOs disrupting the flow. I agree. Bring in Kenny Atkinson.
That's the issue with Kevin Porter as my starting point guard.
So let's pivot from all this Rockets talk, and let's talk about Kenny Atkinson's current team, the Golden State Warriors. And did they look like the Warriors last night? Did you watch that game?
Yeah.
It's a good game. I think
Played 34 at half?
Mm-hmm. The better game was I had 2 games. I had the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies, and then on the other TV, I think it was Warriors and –
the hell are you watching the Mavs Grizzlies?
I also had Bucks and Kings on, bro. I had 2 games on. I had multiple.
Those were the 2 games. You might be mistaken because I don't know why on earth you're watching. I know why you're watching the Mavs Grizzlies, but that game wasn't even close. And
there was a part that was close.
The 3 best players on the combined 2 rosters were not in that game.
I know. I wanted to see Santiago.
We got a job to do.
I want to see Santiago.
I want to see David Roddy. And
I did want to see David Roddy. Also, someone commented that David Roddy looks like Jamal Murray. And I have not unseen that. He looks like a crazy off-brand Jamal Murray. Just search up David Roddy, then search up Jamal Murray. Your mind will be blown. But last night, the Golden State,
Jamal Murray.
Yeah, fat Jamal Murray. They could be cousins. They could be cousins. David Roddy, Jamal Murray are cousins, and they don't even know it. But 123 to 112 win for the Golden State Warriors over the Phoenix Suns, and this game was a good game. Dante DiVincenzo continues to play well. Andre Iguodala turned back the clock, putting in some good minutes. We saw some Moses Moody, and Moses Moody, it's been interesting because Moses Moody arguably was the most pro-ready guy when he came into the draft. And last year he showed flashes like that. This year he was going to be ready, but this year he kind of fell off. But Jonathan Kuminga got hurt. They need Moses Moody to come play. JaMychal Green almost got in a fist fight with our boy Damian Lee after Damian Lee slapped him on the head, and then JaMychal Green chased him around. And Jordan Poole dropped 20 tonight, boys. Klay Thompson, 38. Klay Thompson was sitting on the bench, and the amount of ice and bandages they had on his knees was horrific. I literally saw it, and I was just like, that just looked excruciatingly painful. He was just sitting last 10 minutes of the game with the biggest bags of ice and wraps on both of his knees, and I was just like, damn, I feel really bad for Klay Thompson. But this was a game And we're not going to sit here, and I'm not a fan of the Golden State Warriors, and I know that the Phoenix Suns are without Kevin Durant, but Golden State Warriors, they need as many wins as they can get before the playoffs start. What were your thoughts? What do you think about this game and why?
Yeah, you need to try and get to that 4th seed as Phoenix is still a good team with Chris Paul, Booker, and Ayton. If you remember, they made it to the NBA Finals. And this was a big win at home, primetime, Monday night primetime. You know, it was the Steph and Clay show, mainly the Clay show in the first half, and the Warriors struggled to score in the third quarter in general. And Mr. Jordan Poole, who I think had 5 points in the first half, he came in and really got them buckets when they needed to get buckets. You know, Steph continued to do his thing. I love Kevon Looney in the starting lineup. I absolutely love it. I wish we had like a real production going. I'd have somebody play your JaMychal Green. Who cares about JaMychal Green clip from a couple of months ago when he got back from injury? And I love JaMychal Green. Dante, you know, he didn't do anything crazy last night, but he's so critical to this team. Like, he's just so valuable to it, and he'll be coming off of the bench when Mr. Wiggins is back. You know, if you remember Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors probably don't even get out of the Mavs series. Maybe they get out of the Mavs series if Andrew Wiggins wasn't Andrew Wiggins.
Look, he's talking to him. He can't guard me. I'm too strong. Look, he's chirping. Look, he's talking.
Steph's a trash talker. People don't realize. He's a trash talker, but you're muted.
Ain't 2014 no more. Ain't 2014 no more. And no, I agree. I think Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, it's unbelievable what Steph Curry's doing. I think we just can't put that into words. But this is a team that, hey, when you got a guy like Curry, you got a guy like Klay Thompson, Draymond Green's still out there. You can't count out the Warriors. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to go win a championship because the way that they're talking, they're not talking. I mean, no, this is the first time in years. Last year, they said they're on their way to win a 4th championship. This year, they're not saying I'm on the way to win a 5th championship. Once Andrew Wiggins comes back, we'll talk about championship. But this team ain't winning a championship without Andrew Wiggins.
It's not like Andrew Wiggins towards MCL, though.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going on.
But we saw last year with it's personal, family. What if somebody you know has just got cancer and they have 1 month to live? What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I know.
NBA.
People
love saying the same thing.
No, I'm saying
because Andrew Wiggins will be back. It's not an if, it's when. People said the same thing last year, and it was comedic. Draymond Green out for 2.5 months. They're toast. Steph Curry injured in the last month of the season. Steph Curry didn't play to end the season. You know, oh man, this team, they're not going to get there. People love saying the same stuff. This team is like, what, 7-27 on the road or something like that. They have like 9 of their remaining 13 games on the road. They're going to figure it out. And the whole NBA is going to be like, I told you, when in fact, guys just like Kendrick Perkins are telling you the complete opposite. You're toast. You're toast. You're toast. At the bottom, at the end of the day, they have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green.
They need Andrew Wiggins in the playoffs.
Yes, they need Andrew Wiggins, and they'll have Andrew Wiggins. And I'm saying the worst.
I'm just saying, what if he's out indefinitely? We don't know when he's coming back. They said there's no timetable
because it's bigger than basketball.
Obviously, it's bigger than basketball, but you have to at least entertain the option that what if he doesn't come back?
That just won't happen.
Armando, Steve Kerr's never to blame because Steve Kerr's a really good coach. I mean, he rarely makes a mistake.
Yeah, it's equal accountability on the road. They're just different team. They'll throw up 20 turnovers like it means nothing. You need to keep Kevon Looney in the starting lineup. He's having a crazy talented season. He's averaging almost 10 rebounds a night, and he needs to be in the starting lineup. And I'm sick of Jordan Poole being a starter.
I mean, thankfully they won this game at home, but like the problem with this team is on the road. Everyone except Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. There's points in the game where it feels like Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole, they'll throw up bad shots, and they're like, it's okay. We're the Warriors. We're just one shot away from being the Warriors. And like, I feel like they're just waiting for like at any second, the Warriors are here, and I just feel like they're just living off of that like prior prestige.
Do you need some salt with that steak or nuts? You need some extra salt. Sounds like you got plenty of salt, so I'll keep the salt in the pantry. I will guarantee you the Golden State Warriors will make it to the Western Conference Finals. I will guarantee you, because you want to know why? Andrew Wiggins will be back. Gary Payton II will come in. This team is a massive threat, and KD better get back quickly because I don't know, man. They're only a game and a half out from Phoenix. Phoenix will probably lose tonight because it's a back-to-back, and they're playing the Bucks. So it'll be about a game out. Don't forget about them Clippers on a 3-game winning streak. Obviously, Phoenix has nothing to worry about because you can't even really get a gauge on this team without Kevin Durant. I'm just saying, if there's going to be a team, Golden State's going to the Western Conference Finals at minimum. I will say right now, it'll be finals, still same finals for me. Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks. It's going to be awesome. I will still take the Golden State Warriors, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks won it.
All right, let's pivot right here and let's talk about the game last night that happened. And what ended up happening last night was our man Trey Lyles. You see this?
Oh, the fight at the end of the game.
Yep. Trey Lyles and Brook Lopez. Dude, Brook Lopez looked like he was going to murder a man. Brook Lopez looked like he was trying to choke Trey Lyles out. It was no reason for Trey Lyles to do that.
I like it. I like the villain mode. Yeah, there was no reason for him to try and steal that basketball, but
Brook Lopez had an iron grip. Like, look at this grip Brook Lopez puts on Trey Lyles, and it took like 12 people to break it up. Ready? Look, he still has yet to let go of Trey Lyles, like his head. Like, there is no one letting go. Like, Domantas Sabonis is in between them, trying to bring it up, and Brook Lopez still palming Trey Lyles' head like it's a cantaloupe. Yeah, Brook Lopez got that "this is Brooklyn" streak. Literally,
good for him. I think Brook was just taking his frustration out. That game was weirdly called because there was no consistency to any of the calls on both sides. Brook got slashed earlier and he had that bloody eye. Seems like he's backing up his boy Giannis, but Trey kind of escalates that. I don't know. He was. You could tell all night he was pretty frustrated. So I mean, this doesn't do anything for me. But if they were to meet up at the NBA Finals, that would be cool. There's a lot of fights breaking out recently.
I mean, just people being hated.
I love it. I love it. I love this.
Yeah, as long as
they should have punched each other. What are you shoving for? This isn't soccer. Yeah.
Brook Lopez was heated.
That was earlier in the game.
Yeah, that was earlier in the game.
He was not. Yeah, he was not pleased with the calling in it, and I agree with him because it was both teams. Both teams were dealing with it.
Are the Milwaukee Bucks the best team in the NBA? Are they the team to beat?
Yes.
And what would you say is? It's just. The Bucks are just so dominant. And then you got yourself Chris Middleton out there too, who's starting to come around.
Yeah, Chris looked like Chris last night.
Yeah. Big part they won this game was because of Chris. There's 31 points.
They're deeper. They're the deepest team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at this lineup. Ready? Starting lineup. Brook Lopez, Grayson Allen, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's your starting five. Then you have Pat Connaughton, Jay Crowder, Bobby Portis, and Javon Carter as your 9-man rotation. That's ridiculous. And Javon Carter played the least amount of minutes. That team's deep.
They are deep. And they're proven.
All right. Is Brook Lopez or Jaren Jackson Jr. going to be player of the year, defensive player of the year?
Triple J just had his first game without a block in over a month. Brooks started really hot and ended really hot, and he was good all season.
He hit 9 blocks 2 games ago.
It's gonna be really hard to not give it to Triple J.
Yeah, I think what Brook Lopez has
He's
is
not
he played a
he's
full
even an
season.
all-star.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know if they'll respect him now.
I-
East is gonna win a championship this year. Wow.
I just think that this team is just looking so deep and so good that it just looks difficult to like stop the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, what team is even capable of beating them? I don't think anyone in the East. Like, I don't even mean to be like.
I think Philly could possibly.
Philly's got a good matchup there, but still, you got Giannis and Brook. There's only one.
Yeah,
Joel.
I'll have Joel guard. It's like when Tucker was with the Bucks. I'll have Joel guard Brook, and then I'll have PJ guard Giannis.
Is that going to be enough?
On paper, yeah. I think
on paper, yeah, man, yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's close enough. It's hard to like put. I mean, Giannis is the best player in the world, so it's
Like,
kind of hard.
I just feel like everyone's in agreement that if you look at the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks or the 76ers, maybe the Celtics out of the East. Then the West is the crapshoot. No one knows who's coming out the West. But, like, at least with the East, we're like, it's one of these 3 teams.
Yeah, they got their closer now. But Chris Middleton he had a great last 2 games specifically, and there's no back-to-backs in the playoffs, so he won't play tonight. But there's no back-to-backs in the playoffs. Just keep him healthy, keep everybody healthy.
Nick said, "Fuck the Bucks." King should have won. It was a good game. I mean, last night was a good day of basketball, and I'm trying to remember what the basketball schedule is going to look like because I'm pretty sure the NBA tries to work around the March Madness. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
From my recollection, there's less games on March Madness, the nights that March Madness plays.
Let's take a look here. Thursday, 5 games Thursday.
Friday.
8 games Friday.
Saturday and Sunday.
8 games Saturday. 8 games Sunday.
Are they spaced out,
like
though?
Have that.
No. Okay, then they don't give a fuck. Then it's regular schedule. It's regular schedule. I didn't know because the NBA doesn't compete with the NFL. Like when the Super Bowl's on or other shit, they make sure that they schedule the games around that so they can still get decent viewership. But no, definitely be interesting to see how this all goes out. But we got other things to talk about, and let's talk about a man who's flashing his potential and might even be a guy who could be a star in the making. A man that some people don't realize is James Wiseman is having a solid little bit of time or performance with the Detroit Pistons. I'm really telling you, it's been fun as hell to watch him play, and he's, I think, doing a pretty solid job in terms of being a developmental project for the Detroit Pistons. So let's get right into that and talk James Wiseman. He had 18 and 14 last night in 24 minutes, I believe it was, something like that was the final stat line. And he's averaging, I mean, he's looking like a guy who could be long-term somebody of interest for this Detroit Pistons squad. So what are your thoughts on James Wiseman? Are you buying into the hype of his performance with Detroit Pistons, or is this just me?
Well, I still think James Wiseman's best year of his career will be 25 and 10. I just don't know when and where that'll be, but he's doing a great job. The Isaiah Stewart injury, unfortunately for him in Detroit, that really helps out James Wiseman. It really helped him out. James doing a good job. I wish Cade was out there so I could see how they play each other, but Detroit's stacked, man. They're going to be a good team for several years to come, and it's going to start next year. And I love watching games like Indiana, Detroit at this time in the season, so you can see guys like, even Nemhard on the other side. I know Hallie didn't play, but seeing James Wiseman, seeing these young 2 teams go at each other, I don't know. It's just I like watching. I saw a tweet saying like, yeah, like somebody said like you're clear all your schedule so you can watch this game. James Wiseman is a good talent. You're muted.
That was beautiful. You gotta love muting yourself. But James Wiseman, a guy who's definitely done a good job playing through and playing well this season. Like I know it was Isaiah Jackson half the time, but there was a couple times I believe that he faced off against Miles Turner. And
Miles Turner played.
Was it? Maybe I was looking. Maybe it wasn't Miles Turner. I could be stupid. And let me make sure. It might have been the other center. Yeah. Okay.
Jalen Smith. We saw Jalen Smith.
It was Jalen Smith. My apology, Jalen Smith. Because I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't always Isaiah Jackson out there. So it was Jalen Smith. My apology. Because I didn't watch the full Pacers game. I was flipping back. Yeah, this was. James Wiseman was, and I've said this before. This game was exciting because James Wiseman. That was one. I saw that one live at the end of the game. But the reason why it didn't work out in Golden State was trying to win a championship. They weren't going to let James Wiseman play, 15 to 30 minutes and just work through his mistakes. Detroit, Dwayne Casey's just like, hey, you make a mistake, play through it. You're playing 30 minutes tonight, 25 minutes tonight. You're going to get those minutes. You're going to be, if you make a mistake, shake it off. It's the next one. All right. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing that people don't realize. Another thing is I've said this, James Wiseman at the very least is going to be an elite rim runner, rim protector, and rebounder. But if he could develop that 3-point shot, I think he could be this guy who's a combination of, like, I said it last night, it was like a Miles Turner mixed with a Evan Mobley. All right. Where, he's going to be able to switch out onto the perimeter, hopefully, and defend players like Evan Mobley. But maybe if he can develop a 3-point shot, he can be the rim protector, floor spacer that Miles Turner is. But you're just seeing this. Look at this guy, just physically, just stronger than people, using his shoulder. This is a guy who's only played 71 games his entire career. Guy hasn't even played a full season of basketball. This is why Detroit wanted him. They knew, let's just give him the minutes, let him play through his mistakes, let him get the touches, and just get better.
Yeah, and it took nothing. I'm surprised no other team tried to do that. Big mistake. Troy Weaver stays finessing the league.
I just thought this performance was just so good. It was so, and like you said, unfortunate that Isaiah Stewart got hurt, but it works out because we're getting more minutes of James Wiseman. And hopefully next year, Wiseman's taking about 1 3-pointer a night. I know he's only shooting 22 or 20% from 3, but at least he's showing the willingness to be a 3-point shooter. All right. And they have said that they hopefully that James Wiseman will be able to play the 4. That way that they can run lineups of James Wiseman with Jalen Duren or James Wiseman with Marvin Bagley. And then in the future, maybe James Wiseman and Isaiah Stewart. And they're able to still space the floor and not have it clogged up. But I just think we're just seeing James Wiseman. He is a freaking physical specimen. Like, look at, like, the guy could run to the rim. Like, it's hard to stop him near the rim. And I know it's Isaiah Jackson, all right? And nothing against Isaiah Jackson. Blocker. He's a shot blocker. But I was saying in the sense that Isaiah Jackson, I think he weighs like 220 pounds, 210. He's a skinny boy. So I know him being able to push Isaiah Jackson around isn't insane. But still, like you said, Isaiah Jackson's a rim protector. So it was good. Like that one where Jordan Nwora almost steals the ball and he pulls it to the side real quick and then finishes, I thought it was great. The best one is the one where he gets it from the free throw line and slams it down at the end of the game. But
Jordan Nwora had a great game too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought this was a good game. It was wow. Swaggy said if Giannis was 6'2", he'd be flipping burgers.
If LeBron wasn't whatever his weights are and height, he would be flipping steaks.
Also 6'2", like he still have a shot.
Amarui.
What?
Yeah, great game last night. What is it? Eugene Amarui.
Oh,
second
Eugene
year out of Oregon.
He just signed a 2-year a second 10-day contract. The Nigerian Canadian
Yeah,
Eugene
he deserves it.
Omarui. He's averaging like 9 points a night for them. Let's talk about him. He's actually been surprisingly effective. I bet you a lot of people probably from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Eugene, baby. He's a guy that has earned him. He was a Oklahoma City guy, and they had to cut him because they just didn't have any more roster spots. And he's a thick body.
Yeah.
4, plays well. And here, let's pull up his highlights. We got a little mix right here of him. And I thought it was a good game on his part because he was able to show his ability to just be a guy who can be a difference maker. So right here, this is him. He's just, look at him. He's at 6'8". He's averaging, I think it's 9 points, 3 rebounds, something like that. Looking like, the way I see him is he could be kind of this solid small ball 4 wing player, maybe in the similar line of a Marcus Morris type guy, you know? I just think he just shows ability off ball. And I know Oklahoma City had him for like at least a year, maybe 2 years, and he was on a 2-way contract. This guy definitely has a place in the NBA, can stretch the floor, can rebound, all right, and can defend. And I think that's just something that's a lot better. Like, look at that. Good anticipation, knowing where to go. So for me, I think he's just another example of Detroit just scouring the open market and, you know, bringing in a young guy that I could see getting himself a multi-year contract this offseason.
Sure.
But yeah, Oregon's got, you know, people forget Oregon's got some gritty guys coming out of there. Dylan Brooks, one of them, Eugene over here. And dude, he's got some special, like, I think he could be a good off the bench player for a team. Definitely a bucket getter, plays defense. He's thick. All right. He's thick.
Yeah. He's not fat.
No, he's not fat. He's not fat.
No,
he's like Royce O'Neal thick. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the one who fed James Wiseman with that dunk. That was the best dunk that James Wiseman had. This one was so aggressive. This was my favorite play from James Wiseman last night. So I think Eugene was definitely a guy that they were excited about, and he definitely earned himself a second 10-way contract. And yeah, Armando, like you said, Eugene, is it Omarui? Absolute steal. And
he looks like Draymond in this picture.
He does look like Draymond Green in this picture. He does, Armando. That's it. That's a great comment.
It's the eyes and facial expression.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair with the facial beard. It's literally if we just covered the nose and the eyes. And yeah, I also think Draymond Green has, like, you know, more cartoony lips. I don't know why, but like Draymond Green has, like, and I don't want to sound like racist or anything like that because I know someone would think. I just think Draymond Green just has, like, really, like Draymond Green. It's his hair, beard, and I feel like his lips just have always just, like, been one of his, like, defining features on his face. Now let's move over to let's talk
Kessler
about
Edwards.
Huh?
Kessler Edwards.
It's
No.
You didn't like Kessler?
Well, he had 0 points and a rebound last night.
Hey, he's just putting work in. John Morant is in rehab.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I lost. This is so stupid. I hate this so much. It's so annoying.
What? John Morant's in rehab?
Yeah, this is so gay.
Why?
In rehab for what?
Mental, psychological wellness.
Just put down the weed and put down the booze and keep.
Why do you think this is substance, bro? You know what? You talked about this earlier. These guys are world-class athletes, and you know what? It's hard. It's hard, man. And you don't know what they're going through. All the stressors and the factors that people don't factor in their lives. Why are you being so hard on the kid?
Well, I'm not being hard on the kid. I'm saying this is stupid. I don't think this is Ja Morant's idea.
No, so
And if it is, then don't gritty on the Golden State Warriors logo and then go lose like you just and win one game and act like you just won the NBA championship.
So let me explain. So when I got expelled and I got sent to juvie, before I went to juvie, my parents put me in a first step program, which was a drug counseling outsourced program where like I wasn't like admitted and didn't sleep there. And that was when I went and met with the superintendent because I was a good kid and like they caught me with like literally this little bit of pot, but they could not give me a no charge, like could not expel me. So they expelled me only for 3 months. And then one of my commentators, yeah, right here, Armand, it's a PR stunt. Brian Bowden, he said he got him when he was a teenager at 16. He was charged with marijuana possession, and he ended up getting the charge dismissed because his family lawyer told him to enter an outsource drug rehabilitation program. So when he met with the judge said he was being responsible and accountable and dismissed the charge because he was in a rehab program already. So my assumption is, the NBA is still investigating him. We know he's not facing any criminal charges, but and maybe his agent and the Grizzlies are like, hey, go do this 2-week, whatever, how long stint at this mental psychological wellness counseling program, aka mental rehabilitation. And it's going to look good on the PR side. Everyone's going to be looking at you. You're getting help. And not only that, even if it isn't a PR stunt, he's getting help. And even if it is a PR stunt, he's getting help. And maybe he'll take something away from this and learn from this experience.
Getting help for what?
So Ja Morant has entered a counseling program in Florida and remains without a timetable on an NBA return this season. According to sources that told ESPN on Monday, Morant has been seeking assistance for what he described in a statement as a need to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being, which has taken him out of Memphis on a leave from the team, sources said. The franchise announced that Morant, 23, would be out at least through Wednesday's game against the Miami Heat, but there's no precise timeline on his return to the team. The Grizzlies continue to prioritize Morant's desire and need to get assistance after a series of concerning incidents that culminated with him brandishing a gun at a suburban Denver nightclub, Shotgun Willie's, on his Instagram Live feed March 4th. The NBA has an ongoing investigation into the matter, and Memphis officials have repeatedly indicated publicly that Morant will be held accountable for a pattern of questionable decision-making and behavior. Morant, a two-time All-Star, is a former NBA Rookie of the Year and Most Improved Player for one of the ascending franchises in the league. Before the Grizzlies' 104-88 win against the Dallas Mavericks on Monday night, Memphis coach Taylor Jenkins told the reporters that Ja's fully engaged in this process and ready for whatever comes after the next 2 games. I said that he's taken time and responsibility to get better for himself so that he can be better for our team. I'm not going to really comment further until there's more updates necessary. End quote, Jenkins said. Morant has maintained contact with teammates, continuing to participate in the Grizzlies group text chain and talking to some Memphis players over the phone. Quote, his spirit has been great so far when I've spoken to him. It's a unique time. There comes time in life where you got to put yourself first before your family, before basketball, before a lot of other stuff. And I don't know if a lot of guys have ever done that. It's time where he's getting to put himself first. And I think he's taking advantage. Quote, Tyus Jones told ESPN. So basically, he's just working on himself. You don't care?
It's good for him. I don't know why you have to go to Florida to do that, but teach their own. Everyone's different. I don't know what's going on in Ja's life, but I would have hoped that guys like Taylor Jenkins, the people around him, his friends, his family, I don't know. I'm not a huge. I'm a little off the Taylor Jenkins train after the last 2 weeks, to be honest.
I think you're a grade A bitch.
Yeah.
I think it's even if it is a PR stunt, at least the kid's getting help.
Should Dennis Rodman have gotten help for going and partying in Vegas in the playoffs?
He did get help. We're calling Luke.
He did get help?
I'm pretty sure. At least he fucked. What's that hot ass bitch that he was fucking? Carmen Electra. She's so fine. I'd suck a fart out of her ass.
Oh,
You tell me you wouldn't fuck Carmen Electra?
no.
Yeah, dude. Karma Electra. Oh my god, yes. What do you mean? Ready? What do you mean? What do you mean? She could
That's
still.
that's a good pick. Yeah, that's more like it.
This is what she looked like with Dennis Rodman. This is what she looked like.
She looks like that Denise
Richards.
Yeah.
That was kind of the look.
See, that's a good picture. All right, I guess back in the day.
This is her now.
Yeah, okay, I see.
No, but this was her prime.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra. Oh my god. Even Denise Richards. Like
I love Denise Richards.
I have thought about paying for her OnlyFans. All right.
Denise Richards has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, she made an OnlyFans because her daughter made an OnlyFans, and Charlie Sheen got mad because Charlie Sheen's her dad, her daughter's dad. Because Denise Richards,
wow.
Yeah, Denise Richards had children with Charlie Sheen, so her children's father is Charlie Sheen. So her daughter made an OnlyFans. Charlie Sheen publicly got upset and condemned the fact that his daughter had an OnlyFans. So
agreed.
In rebuttal, Denise Richards supported her daughter's OnlyFans and made her own OnlyFans. So now Denise Richards is on OnlyFans. I love Denise Richards because she's in James Bond, The World Is Not Enough, as a nuclear scientist. And B, she's also in Starship Troopers, one of my favorite movies. I would, to this day, cheat on my girlfriend for Denise Richards. I would, this day, suck a fart out of Denise Richards' ass. And if I could travel back to 96, I would make it my goal to fuck Denise Richards.
Can we go to 96? These pictures are disgusting.
But yeah, this is her daughter who has an OnlyFans. Her daughter's okay.
I don't see the sheen in her.
Yes, this is her, and Denise Richards could get it. Here, let's do James Bond. Come on. She was so hot in James Bond.
I've only seen the first 3 still.
Like,
yeah, that looks like a good movie.
Yeah, this one's so good. You should watch it. This one's pretty good. I like it. World Is Not Enough. It's not. She was so good. People say she's like one of the worst. She shouldn't have been a Bond girl. She's like middle rankings, but like, oh my god, Denise Richards. I would love to see my balls resting on her chin. Well, Arvis Jones. This went left. All right. So I got an email from our friend over here.
He's worrying me with this Las Vegas Raiders. Hopefully, news didn't just break.
What news?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's.
Should we do our March Madness?
Oh, they got Jacoby Myers. Fuck.
Jacoby Myers.
I wish Luke was here so I could dip out for 10 minutes. That is a huge move. Oh my goodness.
You can dip out for 10 minutes. I can carry this.
Oh, that's all good. Fuck. What a move.
Go.
Dude, that's so good for them. I'm excited for this team.
No, you're fine. That's a good move. Give me 1 second, and you can go dip out. And we can do the. I can just do the March Madness preview. Like we could do.
I'll take you up on that one.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, I could also do a quick commercial break, like Pat McAfee does.
Yeah, I'll be back in 10
okay.
Minutes.
Word. Here, I'm gonna do. We'll be back. Quick commercial break. I'm gonna spam what's his face on the FaceTime for 2 minutes. If not, I'm gonna do this top 10 thing. So we'll be right back after this quick message.
Back with the herd.
Hello. How was that video?
It's got 0 views in 3 minutes, but it was good. It was fun. All right, there we go. We're back.
All right, here we're back right there. I'm actually gonna. This is my new project. I'm gonna make a little video of our best clips. So then when we do commercial, we can do it like how Pat does when he goes in a commercial. He just plays his old clips. They just play their most popular video.
Oh, cool.
And so when you're sitting there, it says, "We'll be right back," and then in the middle, it just plays like 4 videos. Like that are each like 2-3 minutes long. So you have content. I mean, if you watch it as much as me, you've seen those videos like 1,000 times. But like if you're someone new, you're like, oh, it's cool. I'm watching more content, you know?
Yeah.
And then they also have like advertisers and they throw like ads in there too. But
can't wait for Rodgers to announce he's going back to the Packers on McAfee today.
I think he's going either to New York or somebody else.
There'd be no other team.
Last FaceTime of Luke. If not, Luke, we're doing your top 10 contenders without you, you goddamn bitch. But let's get right into it.
We always do it tomorrow.
We could. I mean, he's just the line. The March Madness starts tonight. That's why I wanted to do it.
None of these teams, though.
Mississippi, Southeast, Missouri State, and another team plays.
Great game.
And then they have, who's the other one? Freaking Texas A&M, Corpus Christi versus another school. So first off, Luke wrote this last night, sent it to me at like 1 a.m. All right, so fucking we'll run through the top 10 contenders, or you know what, we'll run through this. All right, and the way we'll run through this is I'm gonna have also. Can we get rid of that fucking shit? The way we're gonna run through this. Also, why am I doing this to myself? Give me 1 second. You want to see something ingenious that I'm about to do that you're gonna be like, I've never thought of that. I'm gonna be like, of course. You go to download. You go to PDF. You ready? I'm about to make this bitch my PDF. Open PDF. Oh yeah. Booyah. How's that looking? Wait, I didn't share it yet. So much better, right?
Yeah.
And then if you just boom. I just want to close this. Get this out of my face. There we go. All right, here we go. God damn it. I'm so good with doing this shit quick. Let's put a little music on for this, John, just because it seems like it deserves a little tune. We'll go into space with this. All right, here we go. Let's talk top 10 contenders in this year's March Madness. Shout out to Luke Mirza, our legal eagle, who's a grade A bitch for not waking up. When he says, he literally, as we aforementioned in the beginning of the stream, he literally said, I'm back one day, and then didn't show up. But he tells us this is the best time of year, allegedly. In his mind, the best time of year for me is playoff basketball, but, to each their own. Though, he has compiled the best prospects and best teams, in his opinion, and under radar teams in this year's tournament that you guys should be watching. As I only pay attention to draft prospects and to my very own University of Kansas Jayhawks. Now I'm starting to watch a little bit of Miami Hurricanes because that's going to be my graduate school. But what are the teams you watch? I know you're a graduate of Loyola Chicago. You also attended Southern Utah. I don't even know if Southern Utah is in it, but who do you cheer for besides Loyola Chicago? And you're a Duke fanboy.
I don't root for Loyola Chicago. I root for Duke.
Why?
I don't
you
watch
cheer
college
for your
basketball.
alma mater?
Really. I don't know. I mean, I would want them to win, but I don't really care. I couldn't tell you what happened this year. I know Nick came in here and said they shit the bed because we just moved to like the Atlantic time, but I don't watch. I hate a strong word. This does nothing for me, so I'm just gonna spectate here. I'm more of a prospect player to watch. I probably
Okay.
won't watch
So you're
much
like
live
me.
March Madness.
You're
Yeah.
like me then.
Yeah.
You just keep up with the prospects. Like Brandon Miller's the best, is going to be the first college player drafted. Brandon Miller's a goddamn, unless like there's criminal charges. That's
Unless he
basically
like
whatever
freaking goes crazy. He could.
he
He
could.
could.
I
This
mean,
is where draft stocks move here, March Madness.
yeah, draft stocks. This is where you can become somebody. So let's go up and yes. So right here at number 1, Luke puts the Brandon Miller led Bama Crimson Tide. And he says right here, as you can see, Brandon Miller averaging 20 points, 8.5 rebounds, 40% from 3. You got yourself Mark Sears, Javon Quinterly. The fact that Javon Quinterly, wasn't he like a 5-star recruit, and now he's a 3-year vet? They got Noah Clowney, no relation to Jadeveon Clowney, and Jaden Bradley. They're 4th in adjusted tempo. Play stifling defense, 41.5% effective field goal, and number 1 in the nation. And they get to the free throw line. He says they're not a complete team, but they find a way to win. So I think that's a cool way to put it. If we put it in basketball terms or NBA terms, they got themselves a 3-and-D team. What are your thoughts off of this? Would you take Bama? They're the number 1 team in the league. You don't give a shit?
No.
You don't care about
I don't know anything you just named except Miranda Miller.
You don't remember Javon Quinterly? He played for Villanova. He's like 24, dude. He was a 5-star.
I used to watch every Villanova game. Those are electric.
Dude, but no, he was, you remember? I'm pretty sure he like got caught like taking a bribe, and then he played at like Nova for like a year, and then he transferred, redshirted, and then last year he might have blown out his knee. I think it was in the second round when they lost.
Transfers ruined college sports for me, so I only watch it when it's draft time and March.
You're a purist. You're a purist.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Houston. They're going to be joining the Big 12 next year. Marcus Sasser got injured. He suffered that growing injury. He says this team is pretty good. They've been ranked so far. They're top 12 in both offense and defense efficiency, 4th in offensive rebounding rate, and they're top 30 in turnover rate. I know Jarace Walker, he's an absolute man-child, like insane. Jamal Sheed, Jamal Mark, and Jawan Roberts are all guys that should keep this team afloat. And right here, Luke has them at number 2, Houston, plus 550. Yeah.
That's not going to age well.
That's
my take.
Really? I like this because top 2 teams both have top 5, top 10 players in the draft. Brandon Walker, the best player in college, and then Brandon Miller, my apology. Brandon Miller, the best player in college, and then Jarace Walker, arguably the second, or he's the second best college player, and if not, he's going to be a top 10 draft pick, in my opinion. Then at 3, we got the defending Jayhawks, who, my alma mater as well, or soon to be alma mater, Luke's alma mater. Well, I don't even know if he can call it an alma mater because he goes there for law school. So,
where do you go for college?
KU.
So that is his alma mater.
But he also goes to the KU for law school.
But he graduated undergrad.
Yeah, he graduated KU undergrad but he's still at the University of Kansas now for graduate school.
Yeah. Technically, I think it is his alma mater.
It is his alma mater, but he's still there.
Yeah.
Like when I graduated.
Okay, yeah. When you phrase it like that, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Because like when I go to Miami and graduate, I'll have 2 alma maters. I can say Miami's my alma mater and Kansas is my alma mater. But either way, the defending champion Jayhawks, KU, Rock, Jayhawk. A lot lost 2 first-round picks, Christian Brown and Ochai Agbaji. But Jalen Wilson's worked his way potentially into the late first round as draft pick, averaging a stellar 20 points and 8.5 boards. And then you got himself Grady Dick, the man who's swinging around his big old dick. 14.5 points, almost 40% from 3. I'd like to say he's a mix of a Cam Reddish and Kevin Huerter. Like he's 6'8". He has a similar physical profile to Cam Reddish, but I think he's a, poor man's Klay Thompson, Kevin Huerter type guy, better rebounder than Kevin Huerter. Similar, could be that's why I say poor man's Klay Thompson, but like offensive role of Kevin Huerter, but plays defense and rebounds like Klay, but shoots like really high up like Cam Reddish and has a similar physical profile. KJ Adams is a thick muscle hamster. DeJuan Harris is a feisty defender. I mean, we got dicked by K-State and TCU. We don't have a big, but I love myself, my Kansas Jayhawks, as I'm wearing my it's great that I'm wearing my national championship shirt as well. I know you have no faith in my Jayhawks, but if the Jayhawks will need guys like Grady Dick, KJ Adams, and Kellen McCullough to be X factors that they can be if this team wants to repeat as champions. At 4, the Zach Edey Leds, Purdue Boilermakers, 7-4 behemoth. Runaway favorite for National Player of the Year, averaging 12.5 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks a game, shooting 60% from the field. This guy's still going to be a second-round pick, maybe even undrafted. But
jeez,
that's just a fact. That's just how the NBA. No one's going to waste the first-round draft pick on an older 7'4" player who, at best, is going to be a Hassan Whiteside player.
Jeez, I'd take him
in the first.
I'd
take him in the second. But teams might just
EJ Liddell go?
Huh?
First round.
Who?
EJ Liddell.
He went second or undrafted. He tore his ACL though in training camp.
First round.
No, he didn't. EJ Liddell did not go. EJ Liddell was this 41. Yeah, I told you.
He bullied ball Loyola last year.
But over here he says right here, this team, the big worry is that they're one of the worst teams at forcing turnovers. Zach Edey is going to get his, but they only have 2-star freshmen, Fletcher Lawyer and Brandon Smith. So then the Longhorns. Chris Beard beat his wife, fiance, and somehow the team has had this resurgence, led by Marcus Carr, averaging 16 points, 4 assists, and Sir Jabari Rice, averaging 13 almost. This team, they could do it. They got one of the deepest teams. I do think this is a little biased by our man Luke because he said, fuck Texas. I actually think the dark horse to win it all this year, or maybe even the favorite, is UConn, baby. If you had to put money right now and you want to make some money, I think it's UConn. Win it for the first time since Kevin Ollie. The curse of Kevin Ollie might be lifted. Kevin Ollie got blackballed by the NCAA. I love me some Kevin Ollie. Do you like Kevin Ollie?
I don't know. I love UConn. I like when UConn's good at basketball. So that's cool.
So he's the one who coached Kemba Walker and when they were like really good, and then he got fired for a whole scandal, and he's now I think like he coaches, or he's the director. Yeah, he's the head coach of coaching and basketball development for Overtime Elite.
UConn won with Kemba, right?
Yeah,
it's like the 8 seed. I remember like as a kid I got grounded and I couldn't watch that game. My mom didn't let me watch that game because of something I did. That was like the end of my college basketball.
Yeah, she said,
happiness.
You can't watch fucking Kemba Walker will lead UConn to a national championship, Jackson. Yeah. No.
And then Villanova winning a championship was my final straw.
But either way, Jordan Hawkins is one of the best three-point shooters here. And that was the most you've contributed to this whole entire segment.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's a paragraph form. I'd rather have like Luke on here where it's like a discourse, like we're flying through these and it's like a discourse,
Oh, we'll go through this again when he comes on.
Yeah.
But Adam Sanoga, and I probably said that terrible, but Jordan Hawkins is the guy who's a real shot. I've seen a lot of people and experts. Reese Davis said he has UConn winning it all. Marquette's,
Wow.
yeah, Marquette, Shaka Smart, right? Shaka Smart, the guy, wasn't he like Texas coach? Dude, they're like
Old VCU guy, right? Or
yeah,
was he Wichita?
Wichita. I think it
He
was
was
Wichita,
VCU or Wichita, and then I think he went to Texas.
and then was fired.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna kill me. I think I'm gonna guess
VCU.
Oh, yeah. All right.
What was that? Where you're going or no?
I think so because I saw Wichita State with Ron Baker in Mexico one time at the buffet line, and I don't remember thinking
That's
about
so
Shaka
random.
Smart then. I know.
That's like really incredibly random.
Well, the place we go to they used to have like a college basketball tournament because
Shout
they
out
have a
Jalen
basketball
Johnson.
arena. Double J.
Shout out, baby. Then so Marquette has the 7th best odds. San Diego at 8. We got
Nice.
Duke at 9. I have Arizona going pretty far, but I guess the injuries are what's holding them back. But that's it for our top 10. We'll probably redo this when Luke's here because it'll probably be better having the expert. But as we go through, here's some breaking news that we found out yesterday. The NBA is discussing minimum games played requirement. I've said it should be minimum minutes. You should at least play 2,000 minutes to be part of any major award, except for 6th Man of the Year. It has to be 1,800 minutes. What are your thoughts on that, or is that just preposterous, on my opinion? I think that's what needs to be done.
Yeah, I think minutes is not a bad idea. That
There's games you could check out.
Yeah, but what they're trying to do with games they're trying to confirm that like your favorite player will be there, or you're not taking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
like they could be there and they play the first 5 minutes. They start the game and then they just say, "Deuces."
Yeah, I don't really know. There's a lot of ambiguity with awards, so they could start with a definition and go from there. I always viewed MVP as the best player on the best team having a good year. Oh my God, Euphoria. Euphoria. Today's sponsorship is Land Jeans, water sleeping mask. Wake up dewy, glowy, dreamy skin. I take my Laneige every day
What are you doing?
before I go to bed, and you should too. Use code NBA Show for 0% off, and don't mention.
Oh my God!
I
did not realize that ad came up. I was like looking at this. I was like, "What are you talking about?" But no. So yeah, I think the minimum games is just. Yeah, it's for the fans. It's for the fans. It's for the tickets. It's to get people to come to games because people don't go to games.
Yeah.
But I also think that's because, like, at the end of the day, dude, sitting on your couch watching a basketball game, way better at this point than it was like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you like get lucky with a game like last night where it's like Bucks Kings, or you go to a rivalry game, but it could be hit or miss. What if Giannis didn't play last night, or what if Chris Middleton? What if it was a back-to-back and Chris didn't play, and you also had Sabonis sit out? Like, yeah, it can be a little risky. Depends though on your situation. Like, I loved watching Kobe. Last game I was at, Kobe White dropped like 32 or something against the Utah Jazz, or no, the Dallas Mavericks. No, wait, that was not the last game I went to, but anyways, it's the same as.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's it's just to get fans to come to the game, okay? And I think it's
if you want fans to come to the games, I would shrink the season.
Yeah, but they said the NBA PA said that's not an option.
It's a democracy. It's a democratic nation. Why isn't it an option? Why can't they at least ponder with the idea?
Yeah, Maybe they are.
Maybe they did. I'm not sure. Maybe that would equate to lower salaries. I don't know. I don't understand 82 games in hockey or basketball, really.
I just think with this is that like it's annoying that you see like Jimmy Butler or somebody they're just sitting, you know, Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean, players are entitled this era.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's like LeBron or Anthony Davis. If you're like all these guys, they sit big games, you know, not big games, regular season games. That's when people can't afford that playoff games, you know.
Oh yeah.
And the cheapest games are during the regular season. So there's people who are going to like these shit games where you know they're gonna get like other teams gonna get blown out by LeBron or the Steph Curry's team or Kawhi Leonard's team, and Kawhi and them just sit.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Michael Jordan played in over 80 games, 11 of his 15 NBA career seasons. Only played 18 in 85. Only played 78 in 92. And played 60 in his first year in Washington at 38 years old, by the way. So
Yeah, no, it's weird. I think the interesting part is when you look at this team, I think they not team. When you look at the league as a whole, I just think you don't see NFL players sitting.
for rest, yeah. Well, that's why I like the NFL more than basketball sometimes, and most times actually, is because every game means something.
That's a valid point you just made. Everything
College football even more, but they ruined it with transfers and expanding the playoffs.
Yeah, no, completely. I agree. That's a great way to put it that I didn't even think about.
But yeah, minimum games, minimum minutes, both are trending to the right idea, so that's good.
You know, it's a step in the right direction. It's just like you said, it needs to be something that, yeah, it needs to be addressed. I don't know, like, what's the proper way of going about it? And dude, University of Denver just keeps hitting me up and like, you have been accepted.
Ooh, nice.
And they're like, we also gave you $10,000.
Oh, why not Denver?
It is an option, but like Miami's like kind of where I want to go. I mean, if my girlfriend gets into Denver, then I might go to Denver.
See, that's why I'm not. Yeah, that's why.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think I'm a.
No, I'm like
I don't know.
99. I've already paid.
There's no way. There's no way you're 99 because I think
I
don't
paid
know.
$500 to accept my admissions to Miami.
It's a pretty life altering change for both of us, and so with a lease ending in less than a month,
I'm 99.
Studios cost money. Is anybody watching this right now? Like, I don't know how sponsors are gonna work. Yeah, I don't know.
I have faith. I'm 99.
I don't know your girlfriend, but I would imagine if she also got into where isn't she from Denver?
Yeah, I mean, she's gone
Yeah,
into Miami right now. She's about to accept and pay her deposit for Nova Southeastern Fort Lauderdale. So
we'll see. You'd like Miami and probably Denver as well. I've only been to the airport, but
I've only been to
I've always wanted to live in Colorado.
Huh?
I've always wanted to live in Colorado. Just West Coast in general, I guess.
Very true. Did you see this?
Hell yeah. He's welcome to as well.
I just don't know how you go about it, Kenny. I mean, he's playing phenomenal right now. But there's no LeBron.
What do you mean go about it, though? I think they made that trade with the assumption he's going to be back.
Yeah, of course. And
So is he?
do they have his bird rights? I have no idea, like if they have his bird rights, but I mean he's averaging 19 and a half points, 27 minutes a night, almost 28 minutes, 6 games played, 47% from 3, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, get like half a steal, half a block. Like there's, he's playing phenomenal. He's playing phenomenal. Starting to look like the guy that we saw with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, are you buying into all the Lakers hype? Can this? No, Jalen, we know he's a free agent, but like when you're an expired, you're either you have bird rights or like the thing is can they go over the cap to re-sign him? Is the question.
They just cut off, what was it, 45 mil?
I think, yeah, if you can keep D'Lo for the long haul. What's a D'Lo contract, though? Are you paying 25, 30 mil, 20 mil? What are you paying D'Angelo Russell?
Probably 25-ish, around there. We'll see what the market decides as well. Our concern I have is point guard market isn't deep. So, say somebody overpays for Fred. Say Fred gets like, 100 for 4 years. Or some team highballs it and goes like 110 for 4 years or something like that. Then it's just only going to increase D'Lo's. But there also could be no market for point guards getting paid.
Yeah, but who's really going to pay D'Lo that? Who's gonna go after D'Lo besides the Lakers? What team wants D'Angelo Russell besides maybe the Miami Heat? If they can get Kyle Lowry off the Bucks.
Yeah,
but they have to get Kyle Lowry off the Bucks. No other team, maybe the Washington Wizards. But where are you going to choose, Wizards or the Lakers? D'Lo.
The Lakers.
Yeah, and the Wizards are already have to prioritize Kristaps Porzingis and Kyle Kuzma. So
what do they do when they lose both of them?
They're going to keep both of them. They're going to keep they're going to keep both of them. So what my thought is that you look at D'Lo. You know who has all the leverage? The Los Angeles Lakers in the contract negotiation.
For the most part, D'Lo will be a Laker next year. That's the way I see it. The only player I'm worried about on the Lakers is Anthony Davis coming back. We'll see how the season ends. LeBron's health is going to be a big factor into that as well. I don't think they're going to trade Anthony Davis. I think that'll be next year, but could happen, certainly. But D'Lo will be back as a Laker next year, and they'll figure it out. And if they want him and he wants to go there, the money's not a top concern at the moment. The Lakers made a lot of these moves to be good for next season. I thought was what I gathered.
Yeah, I mean, but like at the same time, you're looking at a team that definitely could benefit from. Obviously, how D'Angelo Russell plays in the playoffs, if they make the playoffs,
Yep,
will factor how much they pay him.
Yeah, this is a big stretch for him and all.
It's 3 years, right? At least you got to give him 3 years.
Oh yeah, I'd happily give him 3 years.
Because at least that way 3 year with a player option.
That's Lakers right now are in the playoffs. So thanks to a Jazz loss last night.
How far are they?
Back, baby.
What are they, 9th seed or 10th seed?
They're 9, so I would feel good at home against the Pelicans because
I personally would like them to be in the 8-7 game. I think if you're going to be in the play-in, be the 8-7 game. You only have to play one game and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah. And it'll be hopefully against Minnesota or Dallas.
Are you paying an Anthony Simons, Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole money, Tyler Hero money, or are you paying him more like a Keldon Johnson, DeAndre Hunter money?
I'll pay him whatever he wants to be paid. Whatever. I mean, he's
4 years. 4 years, 80 million, or 4 years, 100 million, or 4 years, 125 million.
4 years, 125 is absurd. No team will give him that. I think it'll be for 400 But obviously 480 would be awesome, but he probably would not agree with that.
Yeah, I feel 20 to 25 is his range. He probably wants 25. A team's probably going to be like, bro, 20.
Yeah, I think 20 might be a little bit low.
Tyus Jones only making like 15 or 17.
Tyus Jones also bench from off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know Tyus Jones stats off the top of my head, but
who's a comparable
D'Angelo
player?
double.
Who's a comparable player to Russell that you would say?
Fred VanVleet. Some team's going to pay Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, some teams are going to pay Fred VanVleet.
So some team's going to pay D'Lo, but I think it'll be the Lakers. And I think
Fred
it'll be
VanVleet signed a 4-year, $85 million contract. That's what he's currently on. I would pay that to D'Lo, 4-year, 85. But yeah, no, I've been hearing that.
Yeah,
Fred's looking between 25 to 30. So there's that one. Now we have LeBron's about a week away. Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about that. There's nothing really to do with that.
There's really a 2-hour show seems better in theory, but I think without other people,
yes,
like in the playoffs, it would be more logical, you know.
And it comes back to the theory of needing another person. Well, the thought was, you know, you'd have Luke here today, and
because then every segment will take 5 minutes longer in general.
Yeah, just because each person would have their own talking point. Yeah. Over here, I just feel like we're just being like obtuse. Now I'm just going through this.
I'm bored on my own show right now.
Yes, dude. I was about to say,
USA to loosen up Olympic requirements. That bullshit. Skip, how could you possibly think that?
I think you just said it best. We're gonna play a game, and I also just thought about it. I am definitely moving to Miami, like 100%, just because I've sent so many applications out applying for graduate assistantships. I've already paid. I have a sweatshirt. I have so much clothing I've already bought with the University of Miami.
It changes, man. Girls complicate things.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if you're trying to. I never changed the ticketer, but what do you call it? What I was gonna say is, even then, like Denver or Miami, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't even think you want to live
from your
there.
perspective. Baltimore or Miami, like it makes it a lot more.
Baltimore's not even an option.
That's what I'm saying. If Baltimore was an option, like, because it's where you're from, it's where she's from. Like for you, Denver doesn't offer you as much as somebody who's from Denver would.
Yeah.
Who hasn't lived at home in 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been. So let's see.
All right, let's do this. Why does this look like Dennis Schroeder? We got to come back from yesterday. We're playing Pirtle, guys. By the way, hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, kick it off with some Schroeder. I think he's a little too big for that. But let's get a gauge.
Usman Garuba. It's the earrings.
There's an earring? I thought that was a smudge on my computer. Let me zoom in. I think that's just hair. It's dreads.
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, it might be dreads.
I think, yeah, because that's like angled weirdly. I'm going dreads.
Justice Winslow? How tall is this guy? He's taller than 6'1". He's younger than 29, so not Justice Winslow. He's not in the Pacific, so he's in the Northwest or the Southwest. Well, see, like, I don't even think you'd want to live in Denver. The other thing is like, you wouldn't want to trade in the warmth for the cold. And I'm like,
I'm not moving to Denver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And
but how realistic is an actual studio? Like,
studio? So realistic.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. These things cost money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think sponsors are gonna cough up enough money to cover a studio. Like,
Oh, the way I see
So-
this is we're gonna go old fashioned advertising. And the other thing is it's still work in progress, but my plan is with getting the C corps, making a C corp and an LLC and a trust. I can open a credit card under the company's name, and then I can do a small business loan. And like,
that's a big deal.
huh?
It's a big
Oh
deal.
no, small ass loan, just probably like $1,000 or some shit like that. That's just gonna be just for the equipment because all we need is a couple tables. Right now I have, and then the computers. Right now I'm putting funds on the side to get a couple computers built, like computers that I'll like just build, which I found that I can build a computer for $600 altogether. So maybe save up like $2,000, build 3 computers. Then I still have my iMac and my MacBook. So that means we'll have 3 computers. So right there. And really, I've seen places $500 a month for rent and that'll just be for like the beginning place. And it'll be a lease, and we can do a monthly lease. So the first place might be temporary until we can really get shit off the ground,
Yeah.
And then when shit gets off the ground, we'll find a bigger place where we can actually. But like when we start off, the place is probably gonna be a bit smaller, where it's like probably like 2 rooms, big rooms. We'll have the main studio. Smaller room will be like an editing bay with like soundproof wall.
Yeah.
And from what I've calculated right now, startup expense, if I do if we count the computers in, the computers are the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
After that, I have microphones already, but if we wanted to get a couple microphones altogether, it should like $3,000, $4,000. And I already got a preamp. A lot of stuff I already have. Like I have the preamp right here. All right. So I have a bunch of XLR cables. All we got to do is either decide webcams or camcorders for how we're gonna like record it, because I want to get 3 cameras for 3 angles. And the last thing is when I'm at Miami, we just need either we get Nikki or we get like a kid from Miami to be our TD, our technical director, which is the guy who will sit behind the computer and he'll do what I do. And because
that's gonna be a hard get.
Not as hard as we think.
I think that's gonna be a really hard get.
I mean, worst comes to
day. Every day of their life.
Yeah, college
pretty
student.
much. A college. Yeah, I don't think people realize like how big of a commitment like doing a daily show is. Like we've done this for pretty much a year. Like we're close to a year. Like people aren't built like that. So
yeah, I think the only other thing,
but that's not a huge issue. It's not like you can't run a show without a technical director.
Oh no! I can do it because you know that little thing I showed you to buy, that like $300 like adapter where it's like, you know what I'm talking about, the Atmo thing where it's like you can record, where we could be live and clipping the shows live, and that thing, if we have that, I can just before the show download a bunch of graphics and then right there still do it from the side to begin with. But the whole thing is by having a studio, first we'll probably start off with a budget studio, and that'll just come out of me working, and then like the rent, we'll just have rent cheap, and then we'll like the way is I'm gonna go to local car dealerships and all these other places. And the other thing is try to pitch to University of Miami to see and then the other thing I want to do is this summer see if we can get an affiliate where we'd be like, we're not going to sell the IP of the show, but we'll be like, look, we'll like hit up like, let's say Hoops Hype and be like, you guys want to like affiliate the show, where like you fund it, and we'll like brand the show around there. And plus,
Yeah.
we'll stop using StreamYard. StreamYard won't be used. We'll actually be using like OBS, like an actual like our own shit where we can do more with it. And the goal is basically, by having the studio, our audio is going to sound so much better, because our audio is handicapped because it's going onto the internet instead of directly into. So imagine if we're in the same room, because it's XLR, it's going to be going directly into the preamp. Preamp directly goes into a stream, so we're going to like sound like really fucking good. And then as well as, I just think this way it'll be better and more genuine, more with us there. And I think it just,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
and the other thing is it'll be easier to bring people in,
Oh yeah.
like guests, just because you can drag someone in there and just meeting people.
Yeah.
I think it's just day by day and researching. At this point, my biggest thing is getting the live show numbers, like figuring out the tagging in the live show, because I don't understand how, like, some days when it'll be the most boring day, but I feel like we tagged the live show correctly, we'll have like 25 people,
Yeah. I mean, even when we first started, dude, we were having like hundreds of total viewers. Most of them were after the fact. You
But that was
remember
also
like,
playoff basketball. We started, missed a playoff.
Yeah,
basketball.
but I'm saying also in like August. Like August was our best month by far. Like
Yeah.
every stream in August got like over 200 views almost. Which is it's just because it wasn't always live, A lot of the time it was after the fact.
Yeah.
Which it's just so weird. Don't guess Dennis Schroeder again.
I know.
Jeez.
Shay?
This guy's lacking. Sure, give it a run.
Shay?
Northwest. Tall
So
man,
Trailblazers.
younger guy.
Trailblazers, Timberwolves, Nuggets. Aaron Gordon? No, he's younger. He's younger. Shaden Sharp?
Shay's like 19, dude.
Yeah, he says younger than 24, taller than 6'6".
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
He's on the Portland Trailblazers.
All right. Keon.
He's old. You think it's Keon? He's 6'7".
Damn, Keon's small. Oh.
What?
Matisse is older than 23. Who's 23?
There's Trendon Watford. There's Anthony Simons, but he's not. Okay, it's got to be Trendon Watford.
It's not Dame. It's not
Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle.
He's got to be. He has to be older than 23. Yeah. Oh.
Do I do Matisse?
No, dude. Then we'd have one guest left.
I'm trying to think of.
Matisse is older than 23, right?
Naz Little.
Could easily not
Naz
be.
Little.
Oh, okay. Is Matisse 23 years old?
But he is a fro.
Oh shoot.
He has a fro. Like, it's not Jeremy Grant.
No.
It's not Kevin Knox.
No. Hey.
We did Keon Johnson, right?
Kevin Knox can't be 6'7", right?
But I'm so fucking confused, dude.
Who else is on their team? How is it not Nazir Little?
I thought it was Nazir Little, but he's 6'5", allegedly. So maybe we're just stupid, all right?
When you get the team, it's like kind of hard to think of all 15 players that it.
At this point,
We have over half the roster out.
this has to be Kevin Knox.
I really don't disagree with you. I just hope it's not like yesterday where it's just completely obvious. But we didn't guess the team
It's
yesterday,
6'7".
which was even worse.
He's 23.
Which would fit Knox's profile.
He plays the forward,
Yeah.
and his number is either 11 or 12. And Kevin Knox is, I believe, 11 or 12.
I don't know his new number.
I'm going Kevin Knox.
Oh, let's go. Oh my goodness.
That
Wait, what's he look like?
Oh, dude, yeah, he does. It's the hair.
You just don't get that on the pick.
I think he has different hair with his Portland Trailblazers picture. I think he has different hair. Oh, Armis Jones says Pelicans Lakers game a lot at stake tonight.
Yeah, big game.
So let's actually, to close out the show, you want to do that preview?
Sure. Lakers win. Yeah, he grew out the hair. That was like the Pistons, Kevin Knox. He used to have bigger hair in New York.
Bigger hair in New York.
So it's true. This is the Pistons' hair.
Wait.
Dude, he has much bigger hair in this picture. Not in this one.
All right, right here. Look. So, for example, goal is like, this isn't what I'm going off of. I found like a Reddit with like an Amazon cart thing, like Amazon wish list that you can download that has everything. You can buy it off Amazon. But goal is I build 3 of these, okay? Which just solely for editing. Then I have preamp mixer. Like, let me see.
I'm not worried about startup costs or whatever it is. It's more just getting down there and
Oh yeah,
when is it?
August.
Yeah, but like
I want to be what?
You're going to school, probably be a grad assistant.
Oh, dude, grad assistant. The ones I'm applying for, it's just I work like 20 hours a week only.
No, it's not a matter of like if. It's more of when.
Oh no, I completely
Because I would love to sign a 6-month lease, start of April, because then it's like, October. It's like end of October, early November.
Mm-hmm.
And by then you're settled in. You've been there for 2 months. You're in school already. Better situation on the schedule. Yeah.
No, I completely.
There's 15 apartments in Boca Raton that are less than $1,500.
Yeah, Boca's not bad.
I don't really believe that's an insane price for a 1-bedroom place. If there's 15 spots for less than $1,500, it's absurd.
Is that good or bad?
That's horrible, dude. It's like crazy. They're all like shit apartments. Like I pay $1,300 here, and it's a great spot. But
just for your one room, like you pay $2,600.
No, it's like 24. I believe $2,430 or something like that.
$2,430. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
I don't want to room it though. I gotta find a cheap studio.
It makes sense. So, I didn't even show you. So, yeah, no. The plan is, I didn't even have this shared. So, like, to get 3 computers built like this, then I have like a 6-channel or an 8-channel preamp, one of these bad boys, or like a big one I have. It's kind of like this. And then we have to decide if we want to do like webcams, your 4K webcam around that we set up on a tripod. Like, you can just set them on tripods, or we do like
Cheap ass camera.
Yeah.
That still shoots good. Area camcorder.
4K camcorders, or if we buy like a bunch of these, you know.
Yeah.
And we set those up. All right. So you have those options, those things. But let's say right here, Boca Raton office spaces. So property. I actually fucking hate this website. Fuck. I hate that website. It's like the worst. I usually go on fucking all these places do get like by square feet. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not trying to look by square feet. Just tell me like a monthly rent, you know? See, this is so stupid. All right. All right. But for example, here we go. This one's reasonably priced. But like
what is the $12 to $45 per square foot?
Yeah. So right here, 779. That's expensive as hell. That'd be nine. Wait, that's rental square feet / year. So this would be a year.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand this math at all.
For $779, for $779 a month, we could get a place in this office building for basically $800 a month. That's about 780 square feet. And right here, yeah. So you basically are able. It fits 2 to 7 people, and it's like an office building like this. So we'd get like a small office, if that makes sense. Like, let me find a. Oh wait, yeah. I like right here. This is the office building.
Yeah.
So let me pull up another option that has better pictures.
Only 2.5 miles from the beach is pretty sick.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
That's like pretty dope. Or there's like this one where you got if we want to go cheaper, you got like this one isn't. Why do these places suck at fucking putting pictures? Like, I want to see like the interior of this. Yeah, just show me 3 pictures. Like, that really gives me like, I'm trying to find an office space. Like, just show me 3 pictures. Okay, here we go. Like this. This right here is an option, you know? Like, obviously we don't need a big one, but like a one like this, how perfect would this be? Just that'd
be sick.
That'd be perfect. And if we do just get a big room like this, what we can do is we can build like a partition. Like, we get like, you know, something like a cubicle wall, and then on one side is like the stage, and then the other side is like the editing area. Yeah. But like a place like this would only cost us, if they don't have a small one, but like if they had just one private office, this place is a giant, massive unit.
To 121
we need to find a place that's like,
take out a gigantic clone and just have like a 20-man production team.
Yeah.
Handing out full-time salaries.
So this one, that'd be geek as hell. This one's 500 square feet. So the layout, do you see this? So you walk in, there's one room like this. So you enter right here. This is the main room, second room, big room. This is perfect for us.
Yeah.
Look at this. You walk in through here. This could be like just kind of like a post-up area, recording area, like private recording area is in this room, main studio right here. And that's 500 times 17. And then
that's pricey. Actually, I don't know the math.
That's $708 a month.
Yeah.
Not
Each or in
bad.
total?
That's not bad, right?
Is that each or in total? Like, or you're saying in total that's the price?
$708 a month,
Yeah, that's not
$9,000
bad
a
at
year.
all.
Yeah. And you're in like a nice building like this. This is where you
Oh,
go
yeah.
to work every day. You got a little pond in the back.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You know what I
Like
mean?
lunch break.
You
No,
gotta
for
take-
sure. A studio's great, and it's not gonna be hard to find a reasonable. We're already finding them right now, but it's not gonna be
Like
hard
the-
to find a reasonable.
it's cheap. It's not bad rent. And the thing is we go to car dealerships. We all do this, and it's really just figuring out. And like my whole thing is, if we can get I also want to start reaching out to like radio shows and stuff like that. And that's why like affiliating it with maybe even like Hoops Hype or somebody else, and just being like, hey, like we aren't going to sell you the show, but like let's like work together, you know?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
but yeah, no, it's just getting I really want to do some tag research. Like tagging is just, it doesn't make sense that, like you said, like when we like even like the post live.
We've had shows with like 800.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if we should do
840 in August, 750, 750, 740, another August, 691, September, 688.
Should we change our thumbnails?
No, it's the same thumbnails as then. August, September, 634, 619. This one has just a picture of Andrew Wiggins, 600. 600, 587. September and August was an unreal month. I'm telling you, all these streams have hundreds of views.
Add comments, like post.
Yeah, let's go to the most. Our most popular stream, 840 views. It's a picture of DeJounte Murray and Trae Young.
That's pretty funny. All right. Some research to do, some things to think about. I think that's where we're going to leave the show, though. You got anything else to say?
That was a long-ass show.
Huh?
This is a long-ass show.
It was fucking long as fuck. As of right now, if Luke doesn't come on, I think we've tested out our 2-hour theory.
I think we have tested out our 2-hour theory. Regardless, Luke can come on. We'll just do a fucking hour of
Yeah. There's
a half-hour March Madness. Like,
yeah. There's no
shit to
need.
do.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This was.
No, it's not. I was curious to see what happened.
We gave it 2 days. I'm
Shout out
not
to
doing
the
this
two
for.
people in here.
Yeah. We've had like 4 to 5, but we've gone up to like 8 at one point. But
No, I'm saying right now. Like, shout out to
Yeah.
over 2 hours in. Shout out to whoever's watching this right now. You're the real one.
This was such a failed experiment.
I like it. I think an hour is good to put like all the energy into like a few topics. There's just, I mean, we could talk about a bunch of fucking random basketball shit in a
And if
2.5
we
hour
go over,
pod.
yeah, and if we go over an hour, we go over an hour.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck this. This was goddamn
When
failed.
we're in the studio, this is more of a move, and we got people popping in here, and we'll get some. We'll be on the radio as well. We'll get some callers and head to the callers.
That's the other thing, callers.
Yeah.
I do have to shit.
All right. See ya.
Cheers.